Hello students, in the previous section we have studied the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Here this is AK Sharma Bio classes and today we are going to start the third chapter, that is human reproduction. Humans reproduce sexually and they are viviparous. Sexual reproduction is the reproduction in which male gamete and female gamete fuses to form zygote, and zygote develops into embryo and embryo develops into fetus, and then it is fully grown baby and it is delivered. So if there is fusion of two gametes, so there must be male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Reproduction is the production of young ones by an organism. Humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous, that means they give birth to young ones. And young ones are produced sexually. Events in human reproduction. There are basic steps that takes place in human reproduction. The first event that is taking place is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is the formation of gamete. The gametes, sperm in males and ovum in females. And after gametogenesis, there will be fusion of gametes, but before that, the sperm has to reach the female gamete. So transfer of a sperm into female genital tract, this is called insemination. Fertilization. The fusion of male gametes and female gametes takes place and it will form zygote. Then after formation of zygote, zygote will divide mitotically and there will be formation of blastocyst, that is an embryo of 16 to 64 celled stage, and this blastocyst will get attached to the uterine wall, endometrium wall, and this is called implantation. The next, after implantation, that embryo will grow into fetus and that fetus will grow to the baby. So the period of embryonic development from implantation to the delivery of the baby is called gestation. Gestation is the period from implantation to delivery, and the delivery of the baby is called parturition. So these are the 7 basic steps in human reproduction. And last one, there will be lactation, that means milk formation and milk ejection to feed the baby. Now let us start male reproductive system. Male reproductive system consists of 4 basic parts. Paired testes, a pair of testes will be there, accessory ducts will be there, accessory glands and external genitalia. So in a paired test there will be a pair of testes. Then accessory duct, there will be several parts, the rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vasa deferens. And accessory gland, there are 3 accessory glands which helpful in storage and nourishment and transfer of male gamete, that is sperm. The prostate glands, seminal vesicle, a pair of seminal vesicles will be there, and a pair of Cowper's gland, or it is also called as vulvourethral gland, and external genitalia, that is penis. Now let us study one by one. A pair of testes. If you see the testes, it is the primary sex organ because it produces a sperm and a male hormone, that is testosterone. Testes are formed within abdomen. It is formed in abdominal cavity. Soon after the birth or at the 8th month of pregnancy, they descend into scrotal sac. So they comes out and they descend into scrotal sac. So testes are enclosed in scrotum or scrotal sac, and it descended from the abdomen through a canal. That canal is known as inguinal canal. And testis is descent into the scrotal sac. It comes outside because outside there is low temperature, 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius less temperature than the body temperature, and it is important for proper functioning of testis and spermatogenesis, that is for the formation of sperm. Testis is oval in shape. It is 4.5 centimeter long and 2 to 3 centimeter wide. Each testis has 250 compartments. You can see here some compartments are there. So like this there are 250 compartments, and these compartments are called testicular lobules, and each testicular lobules has 1 to 3 coiled structure, and these coiled structures are called seminiferous tubules. So you can see in the compartments there are seminiferous tubules, and this is site for meiosis, and meiosis is required for the production of gamete or sperms. So this helps in the formation of spermatogenesis. So this is the site for spermatogenesis. Seminiferous tubule is lined with spermatogenic cells, or these cells are called spermatogonia. You can see here there is a line spermatogonia, and this spermatogonia is also called as male germ cells, and some other cells are also there, some Sertoli cells, and these are the cells which provide nourishment or nourishes to the male germ cell for the formation of spermatocyte or spermatozoa. Each spermatogonium is diploid and contains 46 chromosomes. Sertoli cell gives shape and nourishment to the developing spermatogonium. So spermatogonium will develop into primary spermatocyte, and primary spermatocyte will develop into secondary spermatocyte, and secondary spermatocyte spermatids, and then it will change into spermatozoa. Spermatozoa is nothing, it's equivalent to sperm. So a spermatogonium is a sperm mother cell which produces a sperm after meiosis. Let us see longitudinal section of testis. The region outside the seminiferous tubules has interstitial spaces, and these interstitial spaces contains a cell. That cell is called interstitial cells or leading cells. So these interstitial spaces contain some blood vessels, immunologically competent cells, and there is interstitial cells or leading cell, and leading cell synthesize and secrete testicular hormones, and these hormones are called androgens. So what is the function of leading cells? Leading cells are present in the interstitial spaces, also called as interstitial cells, and they synthesize and secrete testicular hormones, and these hormones are called as androgens, or we can also call it male hormones. The second part of the male reproductive system is accessory ducts. There are 4 accessory ducts in the male reproductive system. The main function of accessory ducts is to transport the sperms from the testis to the urethra for their release outside the body. Let us see, there are 4 types of accessory ducts, 4 accessory ducts in male reproductive system. The first one is rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. Rete testis are the irregular cavities in the testis, and all these seminiferous tubules join together, and it secretes its secretion or its a sperm into retitestis. Vas efferentia. Vas efferentia, these ducts leaves the testes and opens into epididymis. And epididymis is located at the posterior surface of each testis and opens into vas deferens. Vas deferens collects the sperm from epididymis and it takes the sperm, transports the sperm to the urethra, and from urethra it comes outside the body. So, if you draw the path of the sperm, how the sperm flows from testis to outside the body is like this. It will be formed in the testis, in testis में seminiferous tubules में, seminiferous tubules से it will come to retitestis, and from retitestis it will come to vasa efferentia, and from vasa efferentia will carry it to the epididymis, and from epididymis it will come vasa deferens, and from vasa deferens it will come to common ejaculatory duct, and from common ejaculatory duct it will come out the body through urethra. We can see here the third important part of the male reproductive system, those are accessory glands. There are three accessory glands, a pair of seminal vesicles, a prostate glands, and a bulbourethral gland, or we also call it Cowper's gland. And secretion of all these three glands is called seminal plasma, and this seminal plasma mixed with the sperm, because the sperms are coming from testes through accessory ducts, and the accessory ducts sperm and the secretion of these glands, these two combine and it forms semen. So what will come out of the body? Semen will come out of the body through urethra, because seminal plasmas are the secretions of accessory glands, and sperms are the products which is carried out or which is transported from accessory ducts. Accessory ducts के functions देखेंगे. We know that there are three accessory glands, a pair of seminal vesicles, prostate glands, and a pair of Cowper's gland. Let us say one by one. Seminal vesicles, it contributes approximately 60 to 75% of the fluid in the semen. Semen में जितने भी fluid बाहर आते हैं, semen is the collection of seminal plasma and sperm. So it secretes 60 to 75% of the fluid in the semen. And the secretion of these glands, these vesicles, are rich in proteins, enzymes, and very important fructose, vitamin C, prostaglandins. And the high fructose content provide high energy, nutrient energy for the spermatozoa for its motility. So the fructose content determines the motility of sperms in the seminal fluid. Second one is prostate gland. It secretes a slightly alkaline milky fluid, and it helps in the survival of sperms in the acidic vaginal environment and improve the motility of the sperm. Because this is alkaline in nature, alkaline milky fluid, and this makes the proper path for the sperms in the vaginal tract, and the medium of vaginal tract is acidic, so sperm survival is ensured in the vaginal tract, vaginal environment, and it also improves the motility of the sperm in the vaginal tract. Third one, bulbourethral glands, and these secretes fluid which lubricate the penis and neutralize any residual acidity in the urethra, because urethra is common passage for urine as well as semen. So due to passage of urine, there is acidic nature created in the urethra. So this secretion of bulbourethral glands lubricate the penis and it neutralizes the residual acidity in the urethra. And you may see here vasa deferens joins with a duct of seminal vesicles together, and this becomes a common ejaculatory duct because seminal vesicles secretes its secretion, seminal fluid, and vasa deferens brings a sperm from the testis. So these two ducts opens together into a place. A place is called common ejaculatory duct. इसका काम क्या है? It stores and transports semen. Now the fourth part of male reproductive system, that is external genitalia, or we call it penis. It is main copulatory organ in the male. It is made up of a specialized erectile spongy tissue. When a spongy tissue is filled with blood, the penis gets erected and it facilitates insemination. Main function of penis is insemination. That means it transfers the semen into the female genital tract. The cone-shaped tip of the penis is called glans penis, and it is covered by a foreskin, and that foreskin is known as prepuce. Now let us test yourself. So after doing all these tests, you have to submit the assignment. And the next part will study about female reproductive system and then gametogenesis. After that, the next event will be insemination, then